Welcome back to the Irish Bandit channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. This week on the channel, we're talking about one of my favorite Netflix series that is currently running, other than Cobra Kai, of course. You know how much I love that show. Well, this is another great show from the creative mind of Matt Groening, the man who brought us such things as The Simpsons, Futurama, Life is Hell, before The Simpsons was even a thing. Well, he has a great Netflix series out called Disenchantment. It's his take on medieval lore and fantasy and things like that. And for the past 3 seasons, or 3 parts, I should say, it's not technically seasons, it's parts. So this is the 4th part of Disenchantment, and I think it's just a fantastic series. But it's from Matt Groening. To me, the man can do no wrong with everything he's done with The Simpsons over the past 30 plus years. With Futurama, which we will be talking about in the coming weeks because Futurama is returning. So keep on lookout for that video coming very, very soon. But today we're talking about Disenchantment. Let's talk about season 4, what I liked, what I didn't like. Let's just get right down to it. So I'll try to keep everything as spoiler-free as possible, but when we last left Queen Tia Beanie at the end of part 3, her mother Dagmar had promised her hand in marriage, Bean's hand in marriage, to somebody in hell. It was also at this point that Lucy, one of my favorite characters, or probably my favorite character in the show, died. He had his head chopped off and he went to heaven. A demon in heaven. How does he got to know God pretty well too during the first couple episodes of this season So yeah, Bean was betrothed to Satan himself, voiced by the wonderful Maurice LaMarche. We'll get into the voice cast here in a little bit when we're talking about what I liked about the season. So Dagmar tells Bean that she is marrying Satan, and when they go through with the wedding, Bean pulls the old switcheroo, and it ends up that Dagmar marries Satan instead and is now the queen of hell. That is bad news written all over it. During this time, Lucy has once again rejoined his body, with his head with his body. His head was with the Trogs, and they fed him their magic goop. And he sprouted his wings that he got in part 3. I keep forgetting it's not seasons, it's parts, because technically parts 1 and 2 is one season. So we've just ended season 2, but whatever. His body has sprouted wings and now is meeting up with each other. His soul in heaven is trying to get with all of this. So, and we see the return of another one of my favorite characters, Jerry, the slow-witted executioner. I think he was an executioner. I know he was a royal bug smasher at one point. I thought about what I was going to bite. I love Jerry. Such a great character. We'll talk about the characters in a little bit. So we learn a lot this season, especially about Elfo'S backstory. And this, not sure if I dig that one, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So this all leads to the end of the season, which I won't get into, I won't spoil, but wow. Everything leading up to this next season. And I forgot to mention Zog. Everything he went through after being in the mental institution, getting out, facing his fears, especially that of being buried alive. And then finding religion when he went to stay with some monks, shaved his head off, has pretty much a new lease on life, has a new son. He has a third child with a third woman. We're not going to get into that. I think that was one of my favorite things about this part of Disenchantment. But yeah, Zog's turn has been really well done, honestly, if you ask me. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, overall, I thought this season was good. It had its faults. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and blow smoke and say, oh, it was fine. It had its faults, and we're gonna get into that. So let's start off with some of the things that I liked about this season. And I can't start a list off of things I liked about this season without talking about the excellent voice cast. Addie Jacobs, Eric Andre, Nate Faxon, the legends you have in this show as well, with the likes of Billy West, Tess McNeil, David Herman, Maurice LaMarche, who we talked about earlier, just a who's who of John DiMaggio, who does the voice of King Zog, just a who's who. Especially when you're a fan of Futurama like I am, and you look at the cast and you see Billy West and Maurice LaMarche, Lauren Tom, just these great voice actors. And I think especially Eric Andre has really impressed me as the voice of Lucy. He has done so well. I know he has the skit show that he does. I've never seen an episode of it, but I've seen a few things like the GIF, whatever you want to call it, of him just sitting back. Why would you say something so controversial yet so bold? I've used that one quite a few times. But I think Eric Andre is just fantastic as the voice of Lucy. He's got that dry, sardonic wit. He's always the voice on being shown. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Sorry, it just reminded me of something I saw on TikTok. Da 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 da. Dude. I can do a pretty good Lord Palpatine. Anyway, Emperor Palpatine. So, anyway. But yeah, Eric Andre, Addie Jacobs especially, as the voice of T-Beanie. She is just fantastic. Always. There's one thing though, I think they've had one scream from Addie Jacobs and they've just run that into the ground, all 4 parts. Like, wow! You hear it all the time. Wow! It's the same cadence every time. So I think they need to kind of rein back on that one and use that one a little less. And Nate Faxon as Elfo is just wonderful. I absolutely love how he portrays Elfo and just everything about it. Other things that I liked about this season, of course, always got to talk about the animation in shows like this and just how smooth and how wonderful the animation was this season as well. One of my favorite things about the show is just the animation is so good. But, I mean, you kind of come to expect that from Matt Groening production, honestly, with, Simpsons, Futurama, shows like that. So, again, the music is always wonderful, lighthearted, whimsical, and just fun, given the medieval setting of it. For the most part, I didn't mind the story that was being told. Now, we're getting into things that I didn't like about the season. The first and the big thing that I gotta talk about that I hated this season was Freckles, the wooden puppet that Zog had at the end of last season to kind of help him through his mental breakdown. I was like, okay, fine. He has a puppet. People with mental breakdowns do things like this. They'll have a sock puppet that they talk to, and they'll only talk to the sock puppet, or the sock puppet will talk to them. Sure, I understand that. We get no explanation how Freckles came to life in this season part, whatever. Still don't know how that happened. Still don't know why that happened. And now Derek, Jasper, the new character in this season, and Freckles have all run away from Dreamland. Where is that going? I really hope we get some resolution with that, because Freckles, for the most part, was one of the big thing I did not like about this season. Like, I'm not joking you. I thought the reveal of Elfo's mother was kind of strange as well. I wasn't against it, but I thought it was kind of weird personally. And how it all kind of wrapped up. I'm not really too keen on that. Hopefully we'll get more in part 5. I don't know. And where's this whole thing with Dagmar going? Like, is she in control of Dreamland now? What happened to Zog? Or is her and Satan sitting on the throne now? I guess her and Satan are sitting on the throne now from the post-credit scene of part 4. Oh, right, I just remembered that I know why Zog's not on the throne in Dreamland. He's off doing other stuff in Steamland. So, yeah, okay. I just got that. Oh, I just remembered that. Okay. One of the things that I really liked about this season, well, I can't really I really can't categorize it either way, because in part 3 we met Mora, and we're getting that relationship between Bean and Moira, which I absolutely adore. I love this. Like, no word of a lie. I got a bit of a thing for Bean, but shh, quiet. But with the relationship between Bean and Moira, oh, I am loving it. It is so beautiful. And are they just going to bring her in from time to time as like a Deus Ex Machina and just having save Bean all the time? And are we ever going to get a relationship between the two of them? Because during part 4, Zog and Bean had a great heart-to-heart about Zog's first love also being a mermaid. I don't know if Zog knows that when Bean says mermaid, she means mermaid. Like, Bean's at least bisexual. I know she's had a few boyfriends in the past, but I'll just say that Bean's bisexual until it's otherwise. I mean, I'm all for the relationship between Bean and Moira. I'll just put that right out there right now. But are we going to get something more between them in part 5? I'm really, really hoping so. Like I said, this is such a beautiful romance, and I cannot wait for, I don't want to say conclusion, but I can't wait to see what happens next between the two of them. Is Bean going to realize, well, I guess she's got the necklace now. Is she going to realize that, no, this wasn't all just some beautiful dream, that Moira is actually very, very real? I'm hoping so. Fingers crossed for part 5. I cannot wait. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long. I've heard May of next year. I cannot wait that long. Honestly and truthfully. I need answers, and I need them now. Overall, I give part 4 a passing grade. It was good. I would have liked to see more. A little more of some stuff. A lot less of Freckles. Can we get less of Freckles in part 5, please? Thank you. Matt Groening, please. No more Freckles. Like, have Jasper eat him or something. No, and with Becky and what's-his-face, they turned into puppets too. What the hell was up with that? I don't like it. Not that puppets creep me out or anything, but I just, no, there's just something about Freckles I do not like. So, but yeah, part 4 of Disenchantment gets a passing grade for me. I liked it a lot. Not as good as the other 3 parts. But still very enjoyable, very fun to watch, especially when you have such great chemistry between Bean, Lucy, and Elfo. I can watch the 3 of them. If I get an episode of just the 3 of them, I'll be happy, because they make the series, honestly and truthfully. But what did you think of part 4 of Disenchantment? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd really love to hear it. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Video. Oh well. Give this video a big thumbs up. In the description down below, you're going to see a link to all of my social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, my Redbubble store where you can pick up all your Irish Bandit merchandise. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a new video goes live. This coming Thursday, I will have a new DDLC review talking about one of my favorite mods, Exit Music Redux, and its predecessor, Exit Music. And then I got a very special video coming this Friday for you, so stick around for that. Looking forward to next week. I'm trying to remember what I got coming next week. I'll let you know. I know for sure there's going to be an extra special video on Wednesday coming next week. Yeah, I'm totally drawing a blank of what I got planned for next week. So either way, I'll let you know on social media. So check Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Especially check Twitter, especially check Facebook and Instagram, because that's where I post hints of, well, not hints, but basically what's coming up for the week. So I'm always posting there. So be sure to check that out, and I'll let you know. Oh, no, I remember now. I've got first impressions of a game I've been playing called Lost Ark. I'm going to talk about all that next week. So until then, I'm the Bandit, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.